What's good, YouTube? It's QL. This is my sneaker channel, and I'm back for another weekly rotation for week 15. How y'all been? If you haven't checked out the video I did on the Cream V2 350s, go ahead and peep that out. There'll be a link for that above. But without that, it's been cold in Indianapolis, and you know when it's cold and rainy. It's starting to get better now, but it's been a horrible week as far as I'm concerned. I still haven't got that Chicago video out. I think there's a little bit I'm gonna add to it. I picked up those crazy explosives lows in the prominent, which is also gonna make this rotation. However, I haven't done a review for it or capped off that trip, so I'm still working on it. It'll still get out. But without further ado, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you haven't liked this, go ahead and like it. It don't take nothing but a little tap on your phone, or if you're watching this on TV, go ahead and slide down and select it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into Monday. On Monday, I was still recovering from my Chicago trip, and I threw on these Vapormax in the asphalt colorway. In my Tuesday, I'm going to tell you how I feel about this versus the Ultraboost caged, or Ultraboost in general. I got a lot of paperwork done and started doing my billing for the month, so to keep the money coming in so I can keep buying shoes. I saw one person for the day, but really just tried to relax and get my head back focused into being back in the city. But this is the shoe that I wore for Monday. On Tuesday, I flipped it back up and went with the triple black with the reflective 3.0 prominent. To answer the question about whether or not the Vapormax is better than the Ultraboost, in truth, hell no. But it really comes down to what you're going to do with it. What I found is that when I'm standing around in the Vapormax, they become a little uncomfortable. You got to adjust your foot to just be right standing around. But when you're on the move, they are a wonderful shoe. They would go hands up or even be a better performer than the Ultraboost. But as far as every day just walking around, standing around, if you was going to work in a pair or if you was going to go out and chill, this would be the shoe that I would choose. Or this is the technology that I would choose, if I'm going to say. But Tuesday, I had staffing. I saw people. I don't think I hung out or anything, but I was getting back into the swing of things, and this is the shoe that I wore for Tuesday. On Wednesday, I wore the 11s 72 and 10 colorway. When it rains outside, my go-to is an 11. I can beat 11s up and 11s will snap back. I ran these through the dirt, and they still come back. The white is still white. You get some yellow on the bottom, but that was going to happen out the gates. And I tell my daughter, when it rains, you pull out the 11s. But it was my hump day shoe. I didn't take a picture of it, but this is the shoe I wore on hump day, Wednesday. On Thursday, I pulled out the Flu Games. This is the 2016 version. I also picked up my Cream Yeezys on that day. I had to do a little bit of hunting. I almost left them alone, but I seen an opportunity to get a size 13, and I haven't had a pair of size 13s in the Yeezys, and so I needed to go with that. I needed that in my life. It turned into a need. It was just a want at the time. However, I'm not going to disrespect that I had on some Flu Games. On Thursday, I hung out a little bit. I worked a little bit, and I picked up some sneakers. I also did my go around to see what was out, make sure I wasn't missing out on anything. Shouts out to all the stores that I stopped in on Thursday, but this is the shoe that I wore on Thursday. On Friday, Nike Air Friday, I wore the Playoff 8s. As I've said before, I'm an 8s fan. I don't get to wear them as often as I do other shoes, just because, honestly, I don't. If I don't consciously make a decision, I'll go with the first pair of shoes that I run into. And sometimes I have to remind myself that I've already worn those shoes this week, because I do weekly rotations and I do these for y'all. And y'all don't want to see me put up the same shoe for like 3-4 days, because that's not entertaining at all. But Nike Air Friday, I didn't do politics. I actually sat on a panel for millennials talking about race relations and the perception of race to city leaders of Indianapolis. It was a dope conversation. It's something that's definitely going to continue. After that, I did a little work. I hung out. But this is the shoe that I wore for Friday. On Saturday, the sun finally came back in Indianapolis. And anytime the sun comes back in Indianapolis, I have no choice but to break out white shoes. So I broke out my EQT 9317s with the Ultraboost, with the Boost, Max Boost. I'm going to start calling this Max Boost. Max Boost. I need other colorways of this. I went to Grails. I saw a pair of white mountaineerings in the blue. I might have to cop those. I know I told somebody a while back that I'd go get the EQTs. They had the EQTs, but they also had the NMDs. I'm more so feeling the NMDs than I am the EQTs. Just a preference. But this is the shoe that I wore for Saturday, and I was out there kicking it. Here you go. Alright, y'all, that concludes this week's sneaker rotation for week 15. Did you like it? Did you love it? As always, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. If you want to follow me on social media, you can follow me on Twitter as Holla. On IG or that Snupps app, you can get at me as Metro63. If you want to try to follow me on Facebook, I'm Holland. If you haven't liked it, go ahead and like it. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. If you've done both of those, go ahead and share that thing. Anytime you need to get at me, I'm here for the comments. I'll check them out and I'll reply back. I'll always reply back to anybody that's got something to say. Until the next time, Metro to the sky, QL till I die. Peace.
Get cooked in the bottom of a Coke can. I've been around this shit long before NWA came out with the dope man. 4 years old, chilling with the niggas at the methadone.